Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Rough Sports. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, CFL Week 19, 2 weeks left in the regular season. We already have the Toronto Argonauts clinched their division, best record in the league so far. Now, obviously, Winnipeg can still beat them for that, but Toronto's got everything clinched. In the East as well, Montreal and Hamilton. They're both in the playoffs. They just have to battle to see who hosts that first playoff game. Over in the West, we're a little bit murkier. Winnipeg currently leading the division, 12-4. BC is 11-5. They need to battle for the division title, and then Saskatchewan, who is 6-10, Calgary, who's 4-11, are battling for that last playoff spot. Edmonton and Ottawa have both been eliminated already. So we still have some things to play for in the next couple weeks. But I think we're going to have some good games as well, though. Alright, back to Week 18. Back to a good record for Week 18. Had some bad weeks there. Win-loss 3-1. Against the spread 3-1. 2-2 on the over-under. That's 8-4. That's 66.67%. I am down with that. Year-to-date, 47-24. Straight up picks, 36-35 against the spread, 32-39 on the over/under, which is about 54%, 53.999%. So 54, 115-98. Not where I want to be at, but you know what? We keep getting better each week. All right, 4 huge games. So the first game we have the 11-5 BC Lions going against the 8-8 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now, with this game affecting both teams to a point. We go back to the standings there. Hamilton, they're battling Montreal for who's going to host that East Division home game, while BC is battling Winnipeg for the West Division Championship. So both teams something big to play for here. In Week 12, Hamilton did win 30-13. On the road this year, BC is 5-3. At home this year, the Tiger Cats are 3-5. Now, this is switched. The Tiger Cats are actually 5-3 on the road this year. Vernon Adams Jr. for BC, 4,300 yards, 29 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. The top QB over there in Hamilton, Taylor Powell, 2,100 yards, 21-77. 7 interceptions, 10 touchdowns. I actually think BC has the advantage here, especially in the quarterback, most points scored, a little bit better defense. I know BC lost that Week 12 game, but I think they're going to bounce back from that against Hamilton. BC is actually favored by 3.5. I got the Lions winning, covering over on the 48.5. Next up, we have the 6-10 Saskatchewan Roughriders versus the 4-11 Calgary Stampeders. This is the battle for that last playoff spot. The tiebreaker right now is 1-1. Week 3, Saskatchewan won 29-26. Week 6, Calgary won 33-31. The winner of this, if Saskatchewan wins this, they'll go to 5-11. Well, Saskatchewan wins, they'll go to 7-10. If Calgary wins, they'll go to 5-11. If Calgary wins, then we gotta wait till next week to figure out who's got this. Actually, no, because if Saskatchewan wins, they hold the tiebreaker. So even if they end up tied, Saskatchewan wins. So the winner of this is going to be that last playoff spot. Jake Dogala, 6 interceptions, 9 touchdowns for Saskatchewan, 1,940 yards. Jake Mayer for Calgary, 15 interceptions on 15 touchdowns. You can't have it equal. 3,800 yards. That's part of why Saskatchewan scored 11. Part of why, not all of it, I know. Calgary's favored by 3. I just don't see it. If you look at any stat here, defensively, Calgary's a little bit better. Offensively, Saskatchewan's a little bit better. They play head-to-head twice. They're tied. In the division, Saskatchewan's 5-6 in the division. Calgary's 2-6. Saskatchewan's lost 5 straight. Calgary won their last one. I'm going with Saskatchewan here. +3. Over on the 48.5. I think they end that 5-game losing streak. They get that last wild card spot, and they're going to move on to the playoffs. Next up, we have the 9-7 Montreal Alouettes versus the 4-12 Edmonton Elks. Edmonton's already eliminated. Edmonton has nothing to play for, unless they want to play spoiler, unless they want to cost Montreal to host the wild card game. That's literally all Edmonton's got to play for right now. Montreal, Cody Fajardo, 11 interceptions, 12 touchdowns, 3,500 yards. Trey Ford for Edmonton, 6 interceptions, 16 touchdowns, 1,565 yards. The two teams haven't even played this year. Offensively, Montreal's better. Defensively, Montreal's better. Montreal's favored by 1.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 47.5. And then finally, the 4-12 Ottawa Redblacks versus the 13-2 Toronto Argonauts. The Argonauts have nothing to play for. It means nothing if the Argonauts lose this game. They are 8-0 in the division now. They were in that streak. Chad Kelly, what can you say? 11 interceptions, 21 touchdowns, 3,500 yards. Dustin Crum, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Week 10, Toronto won 44-31. You see teams meet next week as well. So it's like, does Toronto just want to go 15-2 this year, which I think they can? They can rest people in this game and still win. So the actual line the only line I could find on this was Ottawa by 9.5. I'm like, what? Ottawa minus 9.5? Why would you even? Why? I don't get it. So I got Toronto winning plus 9.5, under on the 48.5. So I got BC covering 3.5, over on the 48.5. I got Saskatchewan plus 3, over on the 48.5. I got Montreal Alouettes minus 1.5, under on the 47.5. And then the Toronto Redblacks, the Toronto Argonauts, plus 9.5 and under on the 48.5. So that is week 19 of the CFL. Playoffs are almost here. Cannot wait. It's been a hell of a season. It's going to be a hell of a playoff run. One of these teams, at the end of all this, will be crowned the Grey Cup champion. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.